Who did that? Is that Eric?
No, I did that.
You did that? My God, he's just. Andy, you know, I love a good documentary. I know you do too. Mm-hmm. So I was watching The Queen of Chess on Netflix, which has got really good reviews. And it's really well done because it kept my interest for the whole 90 minutes. And it tells a fascinating story about the time a woman from the age of 12 on, she's like, she's a girl at the time. And then even when she's a woman, her goal is to beat Kasparov, the world's maybe greatest chess player of all time. And it kind of tells that story through her family and her sisters who also become great at chess. And mostly it made me want to be better at chess. Like there were some things I didn't understand, even dumbed down. And I just always thought that's a game that you could play your entire life and it makes you feel smart and you could play against anybody. There's no physical advantages to chess. I wish I was better at chess.
I saw that documentary there. Gary, and I'm sure it's Kasparov too, because we all want to call him Kasparov.
I have always said it that way, but throughout it's Kasparov.
I learned that through hockey when the Russian players first started getting to the NHL. We were all calling them, we were all pronouncing that first syllable or putting the emphasis on the first syllable.
Like we
learned
do.
that it was wrong. Yeah, we had to completely change the way that we pronounced it all. But I saw that there. It looked good, and I saw there was 90 minutes, which usually is a good sign. I mean, like max 90 minutes for a documentary. The ones that go 2 hours, man, it's just too much.
Yeah, Judd Apatow would have made this 3 hours, but it was 90 minutes, and it's good. And Sipker's really into chess, and I told him, you've got to see this. And he watched it right away, and he texted me back like, that was really good. I love some of the creative ways. They made it understandable to the guys like me. But I do wish I played more chess. Let's have Murph and Andy here on a Wednesday.
This game is once in a century. Be there at Casey Center on February 12th. Go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com for your tickets to the 100-year tour.
Get ready. Blues Traveler and Jen Blossoms. Plus special guests, Spin Doctors. September 10th, Lordson Amphitheater at Waterworks Park. Blues Traveler, Jen Blossoms. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster. Blues Traveler and Jen Blossoms. Presented by the Willis Summer Series.
With 5 Central Iowa locations, there's always a Heartland Tire and Auto nearby to take care of everything your car needs. From oil changes to complete transmission overhauls, they do it all. For 15 years now, Heartland Tire and Auto has been a proud sponsor of Murph and Andy.
Murph and Andy, talking sports and more, exclusively on Iowa Everywhere. From the Channel Seed Studios, here are Keith Murphy and Andy Fales.
Table Setter from Guest House Tavern and Oyster in West Des Moines. Coming up on the show today, Big 12 Disco Court. Cyclone struggles and Super Bowl ratings. That's all ahead. Presented by Guest House Tavern, where there are nightly specials, including Walleye Wednesday. And I'm not mistaken, that's today. Now, high or low since our last show.
Presented by Wealth Charter Retirement Planning and Tax.
You'll find them at wealthcharterretirement.com. Let them take a look at your retirement portfolio. Take a look at your taxes. Make sure that you are paying as little as possible, and make sure that you're not paying too much in fees for your 401k. A lot of people are doing that, and Tim Hawkins wants to let you know that you don't have to. There are other ways to do it. I'll go high today. I am not in Friday mode by any means. I'm in work mode, but sometimes you just have to go where the coverage guides you, insists that you go, and continuing coverage of a story that we talked about on Friday, my trip to the liquor store.
Continuing coverage. We should bring the graphic in. Whoosh.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Continuing
people wanted to
coverage.
know more about that. They wanted to follow it further.
Sure,
so
it's like a mini series, really.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. So I went down to Central City, and you were asking about the wooden nickels program, and I was shocked at how many wooden nickels I actually had in the console of my car. I had never redeemed any of them.
Those are all yours on the counter?
Yeah, I brought them into Dana, who I was talking about is just so great. And poor Dana had to sit there and count them all. The program is done. It's over. They don't hand out wooden nickels anymore, but they're still redeeming the ones that people have. Hopefully they don't have as many as I do, but so Dana had to count them all out. I had $48 of wooden nickels.
Hey, that's a bottle of decent bourbon right there.
Yeah, let's see. I bought a handle of wild turkey and some mixers and stuff. So I didn't splurge on something real high end or anything, but I did use it to cut down on what I was already buying, which ended up being more than I would have bought because I had the $48 discount. Isn't that funny?
Wood
the way that
nickels
works
don't
out?
have an expiration date, is what I just learned.
Yeah, if you still got some, you can bring them in there. Now they usually are like 25 cents or 50 cents a piece, but when you have that many, they add up. It is not a record. She said it's not even close to a record. I'm told that somebody came in and had $82 of wooden nickels to redeem at one point. I can't even imagine where those were. These filled both of the big pockets on my vest. And
I
then
think
had
you're
a
on the podium,
handful.
though. You didn't get the gold for wooden nickels, but I think you at least get the bronze. That's a lot of
crazy,
wooden
man.
nickels.
That is, I mean, that's cool, and it's kind of sad at the same time. But there we go, and that ought to close out the wooden nickel story.
That is a reminder of how many random poker chips and casino chips and wooden nickels and gift cards and gift certificates that I have not used at some point.
You
We
got
have
a
to
big
do-
console in your car, like a center console.
I
that you
do,
put
yep.
It's like a junk drawer for your car.
Yep, there's at least 3 gift cards in there right now.
I was like, what? I couldn't believe. First of all, how deep that thing is. I mean, how did I not sound like an old baby rattle as I was driving across the railroad tracks with my car with all those nickels in there? There's so much stuff in there. I was like, oh, that's where that is. Oh, there's my grandfather's pocket knife that I've misplaced again. I mean, it just went on and on. I didn't even get to the bottom of it all. I need to go inventory that thing at some point when I have free time.
Good job, though. Good job turning those in.
Yeah.
I am going to go high that turned into a low. It's going to need a little bit of a setup here. So a very nice woman sent in a proud moment from her son's 8th grade basketball game, and his 2 local teams. One was from Waukee, one was from West Des Moines. This is not like high-level AAU or anything. It's just, for fun, 8th grade basketball. And in this game's already decided. Her son's team is up by more than 20 points. There's just a couple seconds left to go in the game. And she was proud of her son because he's at the free throw line, and he's giving instructions to one of his friends who has not scored the entire season. So he's setting him up to try to get him a basket so that he has scored as well. And AD has the video here for you. For those listening, we'll describe it afterwards.
Let's go, Eli.
Okay, so he throws it off the backboard, gets it. He had told Eli where to stand. Everyone knows what's coming and what this nice young man is trying to do. So, I present it as an example of friendship and sportsmanship, because the sportsmanship, I'm not talking about the celebrating, just the kid, instead of thinking about adding to his point total, wanting to get a bucket for one of his teammates. So I put that on Facebook, and, overwhelmingly it's positive and comments, and thank you for posting this. This made me feel so good. It's great to see kids behaving this way, all of this. Couple of comments from people pointing out, which I had seen, this should be a violation. You have to hit the rim on a free throw to play it, and I think all of us who follow basketball know that. Then somebody else points out that he also has jumped. It's a free throw violation as well. He's jumped into the lane. But hey, for the most part, people are like, yeah, let it go. Then on Twitter, I now have more than 100 comments from people that are, all they're pointing out is how awful the officials are, how this is a lane violation, how it shouldn't have counted. And it's all, much of it is in a real condescending tone, like, doesn't count, ball to the other team, officials should be fired, stuff like that. And it left me feeling bad. And I would, in a few cases, because it ended up kind of going national, it's been watched like 700,000 times. So at first, Andy, I was answering them like, well, I think we can, I think we know the officials realize this is a violation. There's also a lot of traveling that doesn't get called in a game like this, but they're letting it go. They're looking at the big picture. Oh, so I can go rob a bank, and when the police officer comes to haul me away, I just tell him that, hey, sorry, rules don't apply to me. That's what we're doing. And it left me, I finally stopped answering because I could see, and it was coming from different states and all over the country. People just wanted to lecture me on how the softening of kids, and I thought it was just a nice moment.
Well, we could rabbit hole this thing for the rest of the show.
We can take over the show, and I don't want to do that.
I'm actually surprised. I thought one of the things somebody was going to point out is that they felt bad for the other team. This was piling on the other team, and they felt bad for the other team. Nobody pointed that part out?
Didn't get any of that. Had some people say, like, I don't see that as good sportsmanship. They're running around celebrating. The other team just lost a game. And the sportsmanship, of course, is the trying to get the teammate his first basket.
Well, and I totally understand that, and I think it's great. What I was going to say is that if somebody was, if you're on the other team and the team's beating you so badly, they do something like that. I mean, that doesn't make you feel good. I mean, it makes you feel bad. They're just piling on, right? They were up 20 points and he did this, right?
It's the final possession of the game. There are a few seconds left to go. He's just trying to get his buddy a bucket.
I totally get it. I just thought maybe there would be somebody that came at it from that direction. And I was going to say, well, it all depends on your own perspective. I mean, if you're on that team, you're a kid on that team, and that happens to you, then that's just really, really rubs salt in the wound. You just got your butt kicked and you got beaten so bad that the kid faked a free throw at the end and let one other kid score on you. And I get how there could be some people that might only see it from that perspective. I think it's an even weirder perspective, though, to somehow, get all nuts and bolts about the officiating in this game.
There were people calling for the officials to be dismissed. Like, they thought the officials should be fired, and they weren't kidding. They're like, those officials should lose their license.
Okay, all right, let's
This is not a high-level game here. This is kids playing for fun.
Right, I mean, even if they just flat out blew the call, they didn't let it slide because they didn't think it was a big deal. They knew it wasn't a big deal. Even if they flat out blew it, they still shouldn't be fired over. This is little kids playing at this point.
Yeah.
And do you have any idea how difficult it is to get officials and retain officials this year, let alone like bring in a new generation of officials? I mean, all the officials groups in America right now they need more help. They're pointing out how difficult it is in this day and age with parents being so much more entitled than we've ever been before, and everybody with a damn cell phone and posting this out, and sometimes they dox these guys. They go nuts. There was a video that more contributor Seth Fitch sent me this week or last week out of Indiana, where there was an official at a game in Indiana, north, like in the Gary, Indiana area, and he was losing control of the game. It was a girls' basketball game, an AAU game, and an angry parent came over with his phone, like yelling at the referee and recording the referee with his phone, like right up in his face. Referee got pissed, slapped the phone out of the guy's hand, and the guy absolutely attacked him to the point where took him across the court and suplexed him.
Oh, wow.
Like a WWE move, threw him down, and I didn't see anything happening to the guy. They absolutely attacked this official. The players were attacking him. Other parents were attacking him. And this kind of stuff happens all the time. So anybody that would complain about that has to, I mean, before you complain about that, you have to understand, I mean, first of all, you should just, have some perspective. It's kids, little kids.
Yes.
And it doesn't
these
matter.
Are kids, and we lose track of this too. And in a game like this, if the officials call every violation, it's just whistles, turnovers, whistles. I mean, we're not. And there was.
Can you imagine umpires at Little League like actually calling balls and strikes the way Major League umpires would play? I mean,
if you want to see some of these responses, you can find them easily in my responses. If you're on X or Twitter, you can just see it's more than 100. There's like one guy in there is like, man, oh. God, my team back in the day would have beaten this team by 80. What the hell's going on there? And look, everything has to be to try to get to the pros.
Why is that interesting? Why is that germane to the conversation, buddy? I don't know. I mean, look, you take it on to Twitter or X or whatever. I mean, you know what you're getting.
It was far worse than Facebook.
Facebook's bad enough,
case.
yeah, but at least they have their name on there, and it just gets worse when you take it. You knew what was going to happen. It's still disappointing.
I really didn't. I thought this is a nice moment. It's just something we all need a break in our feed sometime with all the bad news and the divisiveness and the culture wars. And I thought this will be a nice thing. They'll bring a smile to people's faces. Nope, this divided people too.
Okay,
so
word to the wise for the future, Murph. Don't be surprised if somebody takes something on social media and somehow finds something negative to say about it. Should never be surprised.
Let's catch the buzz.
The Buzz. Brought to you by Logier Heating and Cooling.
Lozier Heating and Cooling, bringing comfort home season after season, and we are enjoying an unseasonably warm week. And as Ed Wilson showed us, it just gets warmer every day. It's like a green staircase that keeps going up, going back into the 60s. So we're all ready for that. The Big 12 said it would make a big announcement yesterday and then announced that it was postponing the big announcement until today. So it was delayed a day. And then it was released this morning. The Big 12 will become the first in the USA to use an ASB glass floor LED court for official games. Men's and women's tournaments in Kansas City next month will be played on this hard glass court. And if you're watching us, you can see the court and how it's it's like a huge video screen.
Yeah, boy, I wonder why they want to do that.
Yeah, there's going to be some commercials run through there. And Brett Yormark, the commissioner, says our goal at the Big 12 is simple: keep raising the bar. So this will be an electric light show coming out of the floor. The NBA does this, so it's not like we've never seen it. The surface will change. I think my first question is, how close to wood on a court
Can you make
is
it
this?
look?
Well, I did look it up, and I said, look, because remember when the NBA switched basketballs, they changed the basketball, and it didn't last long because the players hated it. They were used to the leather basketball. This will not be the same as a court they're used to playing on. And Andy, they're doing this next month, men's and women's tournaments.
So they've done this in the NBA?
I don't know if it's exactly the same as this. AD, you watch more NBA than either of us do, especially during that in-season tournament where they change the courts to the. I don't know if it's a hard glass court, but we see the music coming through the floor with pulses and stuff like that at the NBA, and even the G League level, like the Iowa Wolves.
Yeah, and these like projector type courts and things have been around for a little while, but I don't know how similar or different it is to what they're used to playing on. It's got to be pretty close. I mean, you would hope, I guess.
Well, I would. What I would hope is that they would have, test marketed this like crazy.
We remember the last court they had with all the little logos that was just
looked like a Gucci bag.
Yeah, giving you like seizures trying to watch it.
But I mean, first of all, falling down on glass sounds worse to me than falling down on hardwood. Like it would hurt more. Like there's no give to it at all.
I did try to read up on it, so it's what they call hard glass. I'm sure it's.
Is there soft glass?
It's so compressed that I suppose there's glass you can break through easier. I don't know. Is it the way your phone feels?
But you don't. Have you've ever fallen down with your bare knees on your phone? I mean, it just doesn't sound like it would hurt more. Or, I mean, let alone the way the ball bounces, which of course is the ultimate test, or the way that your shoes grip it, which I guess you could probably modify shoes to make it all right in the end. But it just seems to me like, a harder surface, like playing on, remember how AstroTurf, it seemed so counterintuitive because it had this big thick pad underneath the AstroTurf, but there was no dirt under the pad. There was concrete. So ultimately it hurt players more to fall on that than it did to fall on natural grass.
Tore them up. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just hope that they've tested this with actual basketball players and that they haven't made some gigantic investment that they can't undo if the players hate it.
Taman Lipsy will be all over this court, sliding around on glass. And then I guess after, like late at night, if they wanted to, they could just hold a rave.
Just turn it into whatever you want.
Probably will.
I mean, you certainly understand the appeal here because you can turn this into basically one of those electronic billboards that you see on the side of the highway or at the the football stadium, and it's. I mean, your eyes are always on it, right? If you're watching the game, your eyes are never not on the court, which they're not supposed to be, and it's huge, and there's the possibilities are endless. I get the appeal.
Fanside Booster says supposed to eliminate dead spots. I know Steph Curry can find those immediately. Tim says TCU already has one of those. Do they just not use it in the games? I mean, they certainly weren't using it last night.
They
just
had that stick with the same
that
one.
toad that looks like a marshmallow. The coloring in that game.
What did you call it? Like a frosted marshmallow toad? A frosted Christmas toad.
Let's get to that game. Iowa State drops a turd in the punch bowl at TCU. 21-2 coming into the game. And now the next 5 out of 6 games are going to be against top 25 teams, including red-hot Kansas Saturday at Hilton. And this was just a debacle. It's a long season, but three-point shooting was terrible.
Awful. Terrible start.
Inside game was bad. The effort seemed to be lacking from some players. Way too many turnovers, like 17 or so, 15 or 17. And then maybe most alarmingly, depends on your point of view, like no players were made available to the media after the game. And I saw Travis Hines, our friend, post that he's been on the beat for 12 or 13 years, and that has never happened before, that the players weren't available. So I think we're back where we were after that Cincinnati game where you're like, okay, what the hell was that?
Yeah, absolutely. And this was an alarming loss. I mean, it was such a bad first half for them. It was a low-scoring first half for both teams. But, this is just – you don't ever question this team's talent or their depth. I mean, they have the players, but they don't always get the game out of those players or out of the coaching either. I mean, it should fall on everybody. It doesn't seem like when they have a rough start, and this has been a problem since T.J. Otzelberger's been there. I mean, they have a rough start, and very often it doesn't seem like they can play their way out of the rough start. There are times where they're able to, get just good enough that they get the win, but it doesn't seem like they're able to snap out of something at halftime. Like that continues into the second half and puts them in positions to lose games like this where, I mean, they were still in the position to come back and be able to win this, but at crunch time, they didn't make the plays and had a terrible turnover.
And Joshua Jefferson made the Wooden Award top 20 list, the late mid-season. The 20 best players in the country are on that list. Lipsy was not on it. Bennett Sturts was on it. But the top 20, which means you are a candidate to be an All-American. You're in that 20. You're considered one of the 20 best players in America. And one of the 20 best players in America cannot have a game like he had last night. I mean, he turned it over 6 or 7 times. Despite TCU being much smaller than Iowa State had no inside game. I mean, you're right. Alarming is a good word. It's one game, and they can get everybody right back on board with a win against Kansas at Hilton Coliseum. But to see that effort again, where it reminds you immediately of Cincinnati, and even against Kansas, I mean, Iowa State shouldn't be losing by 20-plus points anywhere. It is worrisome.
I worry about the NCAA tournament at this point. I mean, I don't worry about matchups. I don't worry about, I go back to last year when Drake got into the second round. I was just like, okay, they just don't have the guys to be able to compete as they step up here against a team that's so much bigger. They just don't have the guys. I never feel that way about the Cyclones. I mean, they've got the guys. Question is, are they going to have the effort in the game?
Yeah.
And that just seems like it's way too inconsistent, and it has been. So I like this team. Certainly think T.J. Otzelberger has been one of the most easy and fun to cover coaches that we've ever had here. Absolutely root for this team. But at this point, I'm concerned about the NCAA tournament, and I feel like I feel myself clearing off space on the floor for me to get into the crash position.
Outplayed and outcoached last night. Quickie poll, WCI pools and spas in Ames and Urbandale.
What's most worrisome from Iowa State's lackluster effort last night? Is it the effort? Is it the inside play, the turnovers, or the fact that they didn't do player interviews after the game?
Yeah, and by that I don't mean that the media was inconvenienced. What I mean here is that never happens at Iowa State. So I think there are some fans that worry, like, is there something more here? Is there some locker room problem? I mean, why weren't the players talking about this after the game? But I'm going to pick effort out of these. I get the turnovers as the overwhelming majority here, and those were bad, as well as not forcing enough turnovers. But T.J. Otzelberger is all about effort. I mean, that's like the primary tenet of his coaching, maximum effort. And this team, again, and we've seen it before, looked like it was sleepwalking through this game at times. Not Taman Lipsy, but some of the other players. So I'm going to choose effort.
Turnovers are something that you can quantify. So that's an easier pick here. Effort is much more subjective, but I am going to say turnovers because I think that this right now, I mean, the ones that they had last night echoed the ones that they had on Saturday against Baylor. I mean, they looked similar, and just not having enough snap on passes, not having enough court awareness, bringing the ball up and getting into the half court in a crucial situation where it just didn't look like they were prioritizing taking care of the ball at times where they absolutely had to take care of the ball. So that really concerned me. And, any team can fall when turnovers are a problem and the other team is there to take advantage of them. When you're on the road at a place, I mean, TCU has been a hard place for Iowa State. Jamie Dixon. I mean, that guy knows how to coach against Iowa State.
He does.
So there had to be fundamentals first in that game, and we just didn't see it.
Let's bring in Mr. Buckets. When is Buckets on this week, AD?
Thursday night at 8.
Thursday night at 8, Buckets with Andrew Downs and Jake Brend. What do you pick from the choices?
Yeah, I think it's turnovers as well, and that is the majority. And a big part of that was just at the end. And some of that is effort, and there's a little bit of all of this. You do wonder what's going on within that locker room. But as we've said before, the emotional roller coaster of these seasons is, they lose a game and everything's falling apart. They go Saturday and beat Kansas and everything's right in the world. They went up by 5 with 2.5 minutes left and didn't score again. Gave up 12 points to TCU in those last couple of minutes.
12-0 run.
By that. I didn't think this team
11-0 run on Saturday, 12-0 run in this one. Yeah, those are problems.
I'd even live bet Iowa State on the money line thinking, they're going to figure this out. And late in the game, I felt good about that. And
you did a flex.
Just kind of fell apart.
Yeah, you were feeling good.
I was.
Kansas coming up Saturday. Kansas is hot right now. 40. I think this is the most underrated stat in sports right here. Kansas is 40-0 under Bill Self on Big Monday. That's absurd. At Fog Allen Fieldhouse at home, 40-0. Because Andy, as you know, these Big Monday games, they're not playing like the bad teams in the Big 12 on Big Monday. They're playing rated teams week after week after week on Big Monday, and they have never lost at home. 40-0. That's crazy.
Yeah, they don't set up those games to, be like, okay, let's watch Kansas. They're like, let's watch a good game or a game between highly rated teams.
It's not Kansas UCF every week or something.
No.
Kansas and number 1 Arizona this week. Arizona was undefeated and Kansas took them down because the sixth man there is Fog Allen Fieldhouse. It is the best atmosphere to me in college athletics, any sport. I mean, if somebody asked me, what's one place I need to go and experience a game, a Big Monday type atmosphere at Fog Allen Fieldhouse, it's incredible. And they needed it.
Yeah, and this didn't seem like the year that Kansas has got, or this doesn't seem like Kansas's era right now, right? It doesn't seem like they're kind of down, which just shows our expectations for Kansas, how high they are every year, which just adds how impressive this is. I mean, there's that much pressure on them all the time, but it's kind of a chicken and the egg thing, right? I mean, is it?
Yeah.
Does Allen Fieldhouse get credit for 40-0, or is 40-0 what one of the things that gives Allen Fieldhouse credit? Right, I mean that's you could talk legends all day long, but when you could point to a stat like that, say nobody comes in here and wins on Big Monday, and then break that stat out, and everybody's just like, okay, that must be a really difficult place to play. And when you're saying that, I mean that's what you're talking about. I mean, you're talking about big teams coming in there, big moments, national television, and they never win.
And they didn't have their best player against the number 1 team in America, Darren Peterson, and they still win. And did Iowa State get back in the championship hunt favor there by knocking off Arizona, and then the Cyclones waste that. By the way, the most recent Big Monday loss for Kansas at home, 2001, Roy Williams was coaching, and it was against Iowa State. Jeez. That's how long ago that was, 25 years since they've lost at home on Big Monday. That's incredible. Caitlin Clark out of West Des Moines and the University of Iowa is named to Team USA for the World Cup. Now, as you see this picture released, I think immediately, like most people watch it, okay, Women's World Cup, Team USA roster. They look at the picture, they see 3 players, and they think, oh, crap, Caitlin Clark didn't make Team USA?
Yeah,
oh, no, she's on it. They just didn't want to upset anybody by putting her photo on the graphic here. So we have.
Well, she's 4th on the list. If they had room for 4 players, she'd have made it.
Well, that's alphabetical order.
Oh, darn it. Okay, so that one doesn't work. I don't even know who the other 2 are. It's Aaliyah Boston and who?
Exactly. That's Aaliyah
no,
Boston.
It's not Paige Beckers.
Her.
Okay, I've got my readers on, which means I can't see distance. Paige Beckers is 2. Those are not Paige Beckers. Who's the other one?
Do you know, AD?
I don't.
You know who I would know?
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark.
I'm here to tell you 90% of the people look at this photo and go, oh, my gosh.
Let's hope it's a series of posters or something.
They didn't put Caitlin Clark on. Oh, my God. I can't believe that. Oh, no, she's on it. They knew how upset some of the players and their fans would be if Caitlin was put on the poster, so we're not going to put her on the poster. And that truly doesn't surprise me. I was trying to see if I could figure out who those players are. Somebody must know, right? But anyway, she did make Team USA. Super Bowl ratings, ask for a little nuance here because this also seems to whoosh, between people. The ratings measuring system, as I've pointed out a few times, has changed. So ratings in college football, college basketball, television in general have an uptick in almost anything because they are now counting people more the way they always should have. But they're counting more multiple screens, groups, different platforms, all of that. So ratings are up overall here. So we mentioned that. The audience does tend to go up year to year. The good part for the NFL and the Super Bowl, 137.8 million was the audience peak. That is the all-time audience peak in the history of recorded television. Most that's ever been watching at one time. It was in the second quarter. That's the largest audience ever.
That was a boring second quarter, too.
Yeah, the 125 million average is the second most watched Super Bowl ever. So for total people, and we point out, too, that the population continues to grow. So second most watched Super Bowl. Now, the bad is that this is down from last year, 2%. And the NFL doesn't ever want to go backwards. I mean, they want to dominate the world. So even though they're not going to say this publicly, I believe they'd be disappointed that they went down 2%. Now, I don't find it surprising because it was the Chiefs-Eagles last year, much bigger stars in that game. The game was a dud. It was as bad. I think it was 22-0 at the half. So it was also a dud.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, jump in right there. That's good.
Well, I would just say, I mean, it was not a game that was adding viewers. A number of years ago when we went to overtime, we were kind of pointing out the people that jumped on board. But I mean, I think this was, I mean, we all felt kind of bad for trashing this Super Bowl so much going in, right? We're just like, oh, that Patriots again and the Seahawks are already seeing this matchup. Nobody really earmarked these teams as teams to watch all season. They didn't have, first name, household name quarterbacks, all that kind of stuff. People were like, who the hell are their coaches again? I mean, it was a tough one. It was basically a Super Bowl that just really determined the power of the NFL, the power of the Super Bowl.
Yes.
It didn't have a game matchup storyline that drew in casual fans. But then again, I wonder, who are those casual fans that need that extra incentive to watch the Super Bowl every year? I was going to sit it out, but I recognized Patrick Mahomes, so I decided to watch.
The actual rating was a tick below 40 for the entire game, and I think that's just the third Super Bowl to be under 40. So there was that. The good for the halftime show is it averaged 128.2 million, so that's higher than the game average. It's more than 10 times that of the alternate halftime show by Turning Point, and more than 20 times what Turning Point, 20 times more audience than Turning Point had live. It has doubled the audience in views since then. So that's good for the halftime show and for the NFL. The bad is it was down 7% from the second quarter peak and 6% from the lead-in of the second quarter. So they did lose some people, and it was down 5 million from Kendrick Lamar last year. Now, fascinating in all this discussion is 33 years ago, Michael Jackson had 133 million for that halftime show, and that's when the overall audience and the number of available viewers were much, much lower. So that's kind of where this halftime hype started with him.
Yeah, because it used to be, as you look back at the Super Bowl halftime shows in the 70s, there were like, the Rice
people.
University marching band was there.
FAMU, up with people.
It was like, hey, anybody want to play the halftime show at this Super Bowl thing? No, you'll need to pay your own way, but we'll give you free hot dogs and burgers. It's like, what? Crazy. And they like the empty seats and stuff that we would see in those old pictures. You just can't even believe that's the same thing.
We have the names, Andy. Thank you, Todd. Chelsea Gray and Ryan Howard is the two players with Aaliyah Boston on that poster.
I still think of Ryan Howard as the old first baseman for the Phillies.
Chelsea Gray, Ryan Howard, Aaliyah Boston. Missing from the poster, the biggest star in the world in women's sports.
Is
Interesting
that Jackie
choice.
Young? What? Yeah. Chelsea Gray or Chelsea Gray? I'm not
Chelsea
doing this
Gray,
on
Ryan
purpose.
Howard,
I really
Caitlin Clark.
I really am this out of it. But she's the one that was kind of picked for the Olympic team over Caitlin Clark, right? And she had been injured, but she had been such a star that they went ahead and put her on anyway. She hadn't played.
I don't
remember.
Yeah, that was last
that right?
year.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Good the way that we've all committed this to memory.
The Olympic media coverage and ratings for the women's basketball game were way under what they were hoping. And like, gosh, I wonder if there's anything they could have done.
Yes.
To help with this. All right, Andy, I got something for you. I think you'll like this. Texas Rangers, May 29th, with what I think might be one of the all-time best fan giveaways. I can't imagine what the demand's going to be for these. Nolan Ryan throwback jerseys with bloodstains.
That was Robin Ventura's blood, right?
No, this is this particular time where you see how he's bleeding from his chin and all over his jersey. 1990, Bo Jackson hits a chopper up the middle and hits him right in the face.
I forgot about
Splits his lip, stays out there and keeps pitching. And I think
threw at him the next time too.
Yeah, he probably did. The demand for these jerseys, the throwback blood-stained Nolan Ryan 34, it's going to be significant.
Cardinal fans are not happy with the organization right now.
I know.
Comes no surprise, and they have like a list of demands. And I'm on, all those Facebook groups and everything. It wastes so much of my life. But high up on the list, like not that far behind, win more games, is better ballpark giveaways.
Really?
They're pissed. Yeah. I mean, it really was a thing in St. Louis. I imagine it was this way in other parks too, but on Bud Light Mug Night, I mean, Cardinal tickets were always, in demand, and they always had very big crowds, but Bud Light Mug Night was a total sellout. I mean, they could play, the Padres when they're in last place in the other division. It didn't matter. People would show up, and I literally remember going with my dad. And we didn't have tickets, so we had to buy them from a scalper. And the scalper insisted. He said, I'll sell you these tickets on one condition. As soon as you get in, you have to give us your Bud Light mugs. And we're like, Dad was like,
really?
Okay, fine. And the guy was like right there. He's like, no, give me the mugs. As soon as we went in through the turnstile. But yeah, and there's, the seat cushion night, of course, is famous in Busch Stadium history and lore.
They used to give away bats.
That seems
like a bad idea these days.
Yeah, bats, coolers. I mean, there were good giveaways, and they weren't, as I recall, they weren't all like totally dressed up with sponsors ads. They were actually kind of cool on there. The foam fingers, everybody saved those. The towels, of course, but they wanted better. They want better ballpark giveaways, and I honestly I think that's an easy fix right there, because fans do appreciate that kind of thing. Kids care about it. It's something that lends itself to social media very well. Things that are very photogenic. And it also, I think in a subtle way, it tells you that the team is listening, right? And they're trying. Yeah. They want to be able to give you more than just the right to pay ridiculous prices to see the team and buy concessions.
Back with more from Andy, and light a candle, say a prayer. Mr. Movie is up next.
Sticks. The hits. May 21st, Lawrence Amphitheater. One night only. Sticks. With special guest, Cheap Trick. Tickets on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster. Sticks. With special guest, Cheap Trick. Part of the Willis Summer Concert Series.
The Murph and Andy Show is brought to you in part by Ramsey Subaru, home of the toughest, most reliable cars in the world and the people who back them up, on Hickman Road in Urbandale.
But wait, there's more. From Either Or Eatery and Patio.
Heck yeah, they're rolling on the patio over at Either Or. That shouldn't stop. That may just go from now on. I don't know that we're going to have to close it again. The beautiful weather over there. They've got the fireplaces. They got the heaters, all that kind of stuff. And they've got all the fantastic drinks and appetizers as well. Either Or, 6222 Grand Avenue, edge of Des Moines and West Des Moines. I got a call from our friend Ben Page today. This morning.
Parks and Rec.
Des Moines Parks and Rec director. He did not hear the APB that we put out for him the other day.
I thought he was loyal.
I did too. I was a little hurt by that, but
sure,
he's a good enough friend. We'll let it slide. Golf courses in Des Moines open all week long. Definitely all next week as well. And from now on, just this is the general rule: 40 degrees or above, Des Moines public golf courses are open.
Actual temperature, 40 or above.
Okay. And Ben said people would play in 30-degree weather, but with the frost out there, if you walk on the greens, you will totally damage them permanently. They can't do that. He also says that in weeks like this, where people are dying to get outside, everybody's got cabin fever, you need to call for a tee time as early as possible because those fill up right away. And they fill up typically with the season pass holders who've all bought their passes for the season over Christmas. I guess that's a very popular Christmas gift. So call really, really early.
A work meeting came up. I wasn't expecting. It's a couple hour drive away too. I'm probably going to be gone about 4.5, 5 hours.
You can reach me. I won't be at a desk or anything, though, so I can take your call.
Just text. Yeah, just text. That'd probably be the easiest.
Do not FaceTime, whatever you do. Ben also told me so there will be a really cool, fun piece of news that we get to break next week about Des Moines golf courses. Okay. Is that enough of a tease? Cool, fun news. I think everybody's going to like this. I know what it is. I told him I wouldn't talk about it until next week, but it's going to be fun. People are going to like to hear it. Coming up next week, Murph and Andy and WHO 13 News. Along with 38 other restaurants, Prime and Providence in West Des Moines has been included in the 2026 USA Today Restaurants of the Year list. So to Corey and Dom and those guys over there, congratulations. You're doing a great job. It's a fantastic restaurant. If I had $1 million to spend on restaurants, I would just go there like every night.
I've never been.
Oh, it's fantastic. You have to go there. It's food-wise, I think it's the best in the state. It's just incredible. It's not cheap, but it's...
I was guessing that when you said if you had $1 million.
Yeah. Wonderful food, great steak, great Italian food, seafood. It's really good. The reason I want to point that out is that I'm going to go on Friday night. I got a reservation. Had to get it early. Did you know that like the reservation apps like Open Table and Resi and Talk, they charge the restaurants for subscriptions? And
no, I didn't know that.
$1 for every every reservation goes to the app. I didn't realize that. Man, these restaurants.
I guess it makes sense because they have where else would they be making money?
I don't know. I thought they were selling like ads on them and stuff.
Yeah, well, the restaurants probably advertise on that too. Yeah, maybe getting a couple of different ways.
And these
Good.
restaurants get
for them.
built in like 10 different directions. God, for the
Takeout.
delivery apps and the reservation. Oh my God, it's crazy. You understand, and we all know that what a volatile, difficult industry that is, and it's one we all love. I think it's one that many of us think that we could do, and we almost certainly can't. But then you hear this kind of stuff, and you're like, Jesus, man, I can't believe anybody is able to stay open at all. One more thing, though. So anyway, to get around that, to help the restaurants more, if you're interested, you're so inclined, call the restaurant directly and make a reservation there, and then order your takeout. And then all the profits stay with the restaurants. They don't go to these apps. From more contributor Keith on the east side of Des Moines, we bring you this. It's a post from X simply titled "Farting" in all caps. Researchers at the University of Maryland recently developed technology to accurately measure human flatulence.
Good.
And apparently we fart way more than originally thought.
Are you surprised?
I mean, a little bit. They said they originally thought the average human farts 14 times a day, and it's actually more like 32 times a day. So they were way off, way off.
32 times a day.
Now, a lot of
and
that
that's
is
just men, right, Andy?
It's only men, right? A lot of that is in your sleep. In an effort to better understand excessive gastrointestinal issues and gut microbes, so legit here.
Yeah,
the
this
team
is real
created
science.
Well, that is, and people will take this out of context. You'll hear lawmakers be like, the money that they wasted testing farts, but that's not the story. I mean, the story is they're really looking in. They're using technology to look into gastrointestinal issues.
We need to keep our eye on the prize here, which is getting the Chicago Bears to Iowa. That was introduced. By the way.
That's there too, and annexing counties in Illinois. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, like the worthless bills that come up at this time of the year. Andrew, put the farts back up there, though. I'm not done. So the
you
team
want sound effects?
No, the team at the University of Maryland created smart underwear. It's a tiny wearable device that snaps discreetly into a person's underwear as they're testing farts. Electrochemical sensors track intestinal gas production and hydrogen in the flatus around the clock, except ironically when the person is on the toilet, then they're not wearing their underwear, hopefully. Individual rates varied widely, with some farting as few as 4 times a day. That must be just the women. And others up to 59 times a day. That must be the lactose intolerance people.
Yeah, or the
you have any
campsite
friends
bean
like that?
eaters.
Yeah, the cowboys and Blazing Saddles.
I just saw a Blazing Saddles clip, so it's fresh in my head.
Yeah. All this talk about farts, so it does call for one really good one, doesn't it? I mean, it's tough to beat the post-colonoscopy fart.
Oh, my goodness. Does that feel better?
Yes.
He looks so serious, too. Oh, my God.
Well, the doctor, he leave a helium balloon in there or something accidentally?
Wow.
All right. Meanwhile, last Sunday at church, watch that last step there, Pastor.
Throw up that next slide. I wish I could read them all.
Man, that looked like Lindsey Vonn.
I wish I could read them all. From the bowels of Instagram, check out this sweet bastard here. Oh, my God. 85 Chevy conversion van. Comes with window blinds. It's got a 13-inch color television. And likely about 200 packs of secondhand cigarette smoke. Look at that
to
thing.
so many games in one of these.
I love them. I wish we still had these things. I had my friend Scott's parents had one like this.
My dad always had a van like this.
A conversion?
The whole time growing up, yep.
When I played for the Colts, we traveled around the state to play other teams, and that was two different parents had something similar to this, and that was the ride.
Oh yeah, we road tripped across the country in this thing, sleeping on the floor and stuff.
Chocolate Thunder.
This isn't too far removed from what Kelly Leak was driving in Bad News Bears sequel. And he gives the cop the peace sign.
I love it. I love it. Look at, and he's got a little airbrush on the spare tire on the back. That ladder on the back always looked cool. I never
I used
actually
to put together model kits like this too. Did you do that? Where you decorate?
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
wheels
I love
and
those with the airplane glue.
Put the windows on, all that.
Bed
I
in
wasn't
the
good at
back.
it, but I tried.
Sometimes, oh my god, what is that square cut out there for? That little table, that little console table.
That's where you put the weed.
You put your
You
weed
put
in
the
there.
weed in there.
All right, we'll end with this. A 28-year-old data analyst, data analyst, jeez, from India has gone viral for using a detailed Excel spreadsheet to manage his arranged marriage search.
Jeez.
The guy created the tracker after his parents encouraged him to explore matrimonial platforms. Found himself juggling conversations with multiple potential matches. Instagram video, the tracker has crossed 1.5 million views. Many people actually asking for his template. When you're talking to that many women, you do run the risk of crossing the streams there and bringing up a conversation that you previously had with another woman and
I'm a little
really
confused.
Getting yourself in trouble. Well, they're doing arranged
If it's an
marriages.
arranged marriage, how does he get to interact with all these options?
Well, I think it's arranged in the way that he has to be fishing out of a certain pond, right? He has to. There's a certain class of citizens there in the class system in India, which I guess they still have that. They're like, okay, well, you can marry anybody out of here. Or something like that, and then he has to, go through all that, and then I think they kind of, they look at him too, like the kind of money he's got, and the stability. It's maybe kind of a two-way street there, but those conversations can get confusing. I'm sure it can be embarrassing at times, and so this guy, who's very organized, has found a way to help himself with the spreadsheet.
I'm a nervous wreck right now, Andy.
Yeah, well, let me just tell you this, get you past that. So, that's your more, everybody.
Confluence, official beer of Murph and Andy. Confluence is where good things come together.
Okay, let's
wish I
pretend
had
to toast
one
one
right
right
now.
now. Here's to a successful connection between us and
AD. What are the odds running right now? I know there's a lot of gambling going on.
It's not good.
Okay.
Here's to a
Ladies and
successful
gentlemen,
connection between us and Mr. Movie.
It's time for Mr. Movie.
It's time to go to the movies with Mr. Movie, Mike Woody.
Mr. Movie is brought to you by P&P Small Engines, East University Avenue in Des Moines, representing the top brands in lawn care like Cub Cadet, Toro, and Steel, and backing them up with knowledge and service, plus a full selection of Green Mountain pellet grills and smokers.
All right, Mr. Movie, how about that?
Oh, I was just saying a little prayer.
Yes!
All right. Perfecto.
Hey, by
All
the way,
right.
I talked to Jeff this week, and I told you he's got something big coming. And he told me what it is,
Right?
but you guys aren't privy.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for just
Thanks,
pointing
Sam.
that
That's
out
really
for no
interesting
reason.
there. Yeah.
I mean, with all the money that Andy has spent there.
Hey, hang on, Mr. Movie. No wild gestures, please. Don't hit any buttons or anything on your desktops. If you have to sit on your hands, do it. All right, let's get to Out of the Box with Mike Woody, Mr. Movie. Weddings Gone Wrong. Now, AD, what was the spark for this?
Solo Mia, which is the new movie, Kevin James movie that Mr. Movie will be reviewing here in a few minutes.
Okay, so there are a lot of these where the wedding seems like it's going to take place and something happens. And I'm going to go with the classic that my wife does not enjoy, but I do, Princess Bride. You kind of forget that the whole plot starts with basically a wedding kidnapping when the wedding does not go through. So I love the Princess Bride, and it works out for everyone in the end. Does anyone end up in a bad place in the Princess Bride?
The Six-Fingered Man.
Yeah, the
Six-Fingered Man. Yeah, the guy.
on him.
Yeah, Inigo Montoya had revenge on his mind. What do you have, Andy?
I love The Princess Bride, by the way. I've picked this one before, but I'll pick it for a different reason. Four Weddings and a Funeral so it's funny to begin with. You're playing along, but then all of a sudden you see Rowan Atkinson, and I'd only known him as Mr. Bean before this, and you would see him on, I think MTV played him, or VH1. He would play Mr. Bean from England, and it's just kind of funny and quirky. But as soon as you see him on the screen, you're like, okay, something's going to happen here, and you lean in close, and he is he's new. He's the new vicar. This is the first wedding. He's like a friend of the bride's family, so they toss him a bone and let him do the wedding, and he's cruising along. He's fine, and then he says, like, in the Holy Spirit, but he says spigot, and then the whole thing goes off the rails.
Your awfully wedded wife.
Your awful wedded wife. So funny.
Oh yeah, that's a really good joke.
Cheap laughs, but it's just like his facial expressions. He's just like a funny looking guy. And imagine, like, as a kid, people were like, all right, you're kind of a funny looking kid. You should be funny too. And then he was like, yeah, okay, I'll put the whole full package together. And he just killed it ever since.
I like it. That's a different spin on a wedding gone wrong there. It's not because they didn't end up married. It's because he was so incompetent. Mr. Movie, what do you have?
Well, I'm getting a little concerned. I had a good review for a Jason Statham film.
Yeah, that was last week.
I'm about to give a good review to a Kevin James film. Wow. And now I've chosen an Adam Sandler movie, The Wedding Singer, which I found endlessly funny.
He's so fun. These songs that he sings and he starts raging with just how upset he is. Movie.
Yeah, it might be his best movie.
Oh, this is a good choice. So, Mr. Movie, I wanted to circle back to an Adam Sandler movie because you mentioned it a few months ago, and I just watched it on Netflix. Jay Kelly with George Clooney. Sandler is great in that movie.
He is really good.
I mean, he's understated, and he's just like the manager who does everything, but slowly starts to realize that he might not really be good friends with this Hollywood star that he's just kind of taken for granted, and he's really good in that. It's a reminder that he can act.
And you had no idea he was in the movie. I mean,
yeah, well, I did when I saw his name in the credits.
Okay, there you go.
But no, he's really good in that. He's
good.
He is. And George Clooney's good in that too. It's kind of, I'm sure, playing some version of himself in that movie.
Yeah.
AD.
Yeah, I went with Kill, and this is the wedding scene happens, I think, at the start of Kill Bill Volume 2. This is a Tarantino movie I don't know if you guys even like. We don't talk about it very much. I love this movie, or both these movies, I should say. But I can't imagine a wedding scene going worse. So Uma Thurman's character is just known as the bride, and she's getting out of the assassin game, and she's getting married, and then right before the wedding starts, Bill, who you see here, and his assassins kind of show up, and they kill everybody, and they even try to kill her. They put a bullet in her head. She survives, and then that's why she's on this revenge tour to kind of get back at all of the people who ruined her wedding and her chance at a different life.
They just had a re-release of this AD in theaters. I don't know if they played it out at the Palms or not, but it was. They showed it as one movie.
I would like to have seen that. Yeah, I saw.
Hang on, Mr. Movie, are you futzing with your microphone? Oh no,
Mike, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Oh no.
Say something. Oh no.
Trying to talk, Mr. Movie.
That was good while it lasted.
Okay, well Oh no. Okay, I was hearing.
I was hearing that too.
Yeah, that.
No.
Now we hear you. That works.
Say, I can hear you. Just don't touch anything. Don't touch anything.
Hands off. Wait. Keep talking.
I can't hear you.
He can't hear us now.
Oh no.
Well, we can hear that.
Yeah, we hear all that. says goodbye.
All right, we have to send in a tech team. All right, so I'll go through this real quick. Send help is still number one. AD, I am still not overseeing send help.
No, same,
nuts.
but
Solo Mio.
Send help.
yeah,
Send help. Yeah, please.
Send it to
Send
Mike.
help.
Yeah.
Send help. Solo Mio gets a B grade. I'm sure he'll elaborate here during a discussion at some point. This is Kevin James, left at the altar in Rome.
Yes.
Dracula, a movie that's been made more than 100 times, has been made again. Bram Stoker, who I think has made this movie before.
Make somebody else's Dracula.
Or is Bram Stoker the author of Dracula?
I
don't
think
know.
he's the author, yeah.
Okay, because
Yeah,
I've
but
seen that.
just
Bram
make
Stoker's Dracula.
Make a different one. Dracula's a legend. It doesn't have to just be the one guy's telling of the legend.
Send help is always the case with Mr. Movie. That's from Eric Hermit. We need to send Eric over there. He might be the one guy that could.
Yeah,
AD, I know you tried.
He honestly could fix that. I'm sure.
All right, opening this weekend. Wuthering Heights.
Emily Bronte. Yeah.
That's another
It's a stuffy old book.
remake. Crime 101. That's one of the Hemsworths, right? And Halle Berry. Good luck, have fun, don't die. Good title. 40th anniversary of Pretty in Pink. 40th anniversary?
I think that was my least favorite John Hughes movie. I didn't love Uncle Buck. I didn't love it. It had its moments.
That, yeah.
But
some Kind of Wonderful's underrated.
yeah, I definitely like that one better. I think Pretty in Pink is my least favorite, which is crazy that he even had a least favorite because, I mean, does anybody have a higher batting average than John Hughes?
Man,
I don't think so. I mean,
he's like Mr. 80s.
Like minimum 4 movies, higher batting average.
Yeah, 16 Candles, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I mean,
Home
whether
Alone,
he
Planes,
directed
Trains,
them
and
or was
Automobiles.
involved and wrote them,
Yeah.
right. I mean, just on and on and on. Incredible.
And there's a sneak of I Can Only Imagine. That'll be a 2. I Can Only Imagine 2. That's an early access screening for Valentine's Day. Is there an I Can Only Imagine 1? I don't know that movie.
Context clues would tell us yes.
Cold storage. That's a good term. Comes alive in the IMAX. How can this much be coming out in 1 week? And The Apocalypse of St. John. And then the floor has Wuthering Heights, Sentimental Value, and Hamnet, which is up for Best Picture and I have not seen.
Well, it's Valentine's Day weekend, so I mean, and it's supposed to be really cold outside. So isn't this probably a good time for releasing movies? I don't know. I don't really even remember the old schedules anymore. Murphy probably still do, but when the movies used to come out, I mean, Christmas was always big, and then the summer blockbuster. But I would assume that Valentine's Day there was a good steady stream of releases.
Yeah, Labor Day weekend and Christmas, Thanksgiving, those were big weekends.
Used to be that movies were like the fallback. If you couldn't think of anything better for a date, you're like, well, we go to a movie.
We'll go movie where we
sit in the dark and hold hands.
Not talk to each other, not get to know each other.
Yeah.
Probably have another date after that.
Put my hand
Time
on
for
your knee.
throwdowns.
Throwdowns. It's Throwdowns. Backed by Heartland Tire and Auto.
Heartland Tire and Auto, treating you like family. Authorized dealer of both Firestone and Bridgestone tires. Oh, there I go. We got all
AD,
sorts of
you've been
issues today.
just spinning plates, haven't you?
Can't wait for this show to be over. Murph, it's unlikely, but a few bracketologists have Iowa State as a 2 seed, or did before last night, and Iowa as a 7 in the same region, meaning they would play for a spot in the Sweet 16. Would you like to see a Cy-Hawk rematch in the NCAA tournament?
I'm always for the story. This would be an incredible story, and the juice it would provide locally to shows like this and our other Iowa Everywhere shows and our newscasts would be incredible. The downside would be there would be times where this would wear Andy out, and I would be aware of that. But yes, I'm all for it.
Well, obviously I'm not. I hate this kind of stuff. Especially at that time of the season, and also, I mean, really, just logistically, I would rather have 2 irons in the fire and the chance that they can both keep going deeper into the tournament rather than one of them having to be eliminated. In a game.
Yeah, I guess that guarantees we get one Sweet 16.
Yeah, it would.
All right, Andy, on Overthinking last week, Scott Sipker made an impassioned case that puppy chow is only good if you use Crispix cereal, not Chex cereal. Do you have a puppy chow preference?
I prefer to not ever even try it, right? Because you have one piece and then you just sit there and eat it the entire game. So I treat it like it's made of rat poison and move my body away from it. So, but I have no idea what it would have been made of. I mean, does it matter when it's covered in sugar?
I don't have a preference either, and I do stay away from this because you either ruin the clothes that you're wearing unless you're really careful, or you look like you have a cocaine problem. But either way, it ends badly.
One of these days we need to catalog all the weird shit about Sipker, like all the weird little, not just his opinions, but just kind of his worldviews on odd little day-to-day items.
Can you do this when I'm gone?
That he really cares a lot about. Like, it's one thing to be like, oh yeah, Crispix is a little bit better.
No, you can't use Crispix.
You cannot eat Chex.
I've
If
literally
you eat Chex,
never
you're
heard
not really eating puppy chow.
I've never heard anybody else say anything like that.
No. That's Throwdowns.
Speakpipe.com/Murph_Andy. I already saw Jen saying he wants to leave a message. Go ahead, Jens. Do it. Do it. It's what's bugging you. I think for Jens, it was that basketball game in Fort Worth last night, but it can be anything. It can be puppy chow, whatever you want, all powered by Cellular Advantage with 35 regional locations and proud partner of U.S. Cellular and T-Mobile. Again, it's speakpipe.com/Murph_Andy. Real easy to do. All right, AD, you got some additional announcements.
Yeah, Monster Jam coming to the KC Center April 11th and 12th, as you see there. Tickets go on sale.
Look at that truck.
Yeah, the Megalodon. Is that street legal?
It's the Megalodon.
Yeah, maybe.
Is that turn signals?
Megalodon.
Tickets at HiVTix.com, but you can enter at Iowa Everywhere to win. We got a 4-pack of tickets for the Saturday night show and also the Sunday afternoon show. There will also be a grand prize winner, which will receive 4 pit party passes to the Sunday show. I don't know what that means, but it sounds cool. I need to get my kids to this thing, I think. We've never done the monster truck thing. I bet they would love it.
Can you take mine too?
Nope.
I seriously, I think you could talk Jenny into taking all of them. She loves Monster Jam. We've been a couple of times.
It's fun. The fun out of the show for her.
You got 1 week, IowaEverywhere.com to enter to win this. They will give the prize away on 2 Guys next Thursday, assuming that 2 Guys is next Thursday. You never know. With 2 Guys.
We got a 2 Guys coming up tomorrow morning. Correct?
Yeah. I believe so. Well, no. Friday.
No? Friday morning?
Friday morning, because the 2 Guys are together in the Florida Keys right now. Chris Williams comes back tomorrow. They're going to do their show Friday morning.
Andy, we're just a model of consistency compared to these two.
Well, and the funny thing is, on Buckets is always Thursday night at 8. But for some reason, everybody's gotten into their heads that it moves around every week. We moved it once because Iowa State was playing. We pushed it back half an hour to get out of the way of that game. But
you just move it once, and people are like, "Oh, yeah, this thing's always moving."
It's Thursday night at 8 every Thursday.
I can tell you one place where everybody will be together at our audience party coming up on February 27th. That's 2 weeks from Friday.
Probably be about 75 degrees that day, the way things are trending.
Yeah, we hope everybody will join us there. It's at the Irish at West Glen. We're going to start about 7 and go till close. We'll have Grimaldi's Pizza. We got the photo booth again. We're going to have drink specials. Jim the Liquor King is putting together show-themed specials. Going to have a big table of Iowa Everywhere merch, and we're just going to have good company. I think
we're going to do a happy hour live from there at 6:30 too. So cool. That'll be fun, and we're going to talk to Chris and Chris's dads.
Did you clear that with them yet, or are you going to spring it on them?
Spring it on them.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to do it.
Yep.
Don't let them warm up.
Nope. I'm with you. It's time for the Andrew Downs audio drop of the day. We call it the AD Squared.
Yeah, it's powered by Game Day Men's Health. You can find them in Ankeny, in West Des Moines, in North Liberty, wherever you are.
Got my tee shot today, man. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, you're feeling good.
Yeah.
It's a big week for the tee shot, too. Valentine's Day this weekend.
Yeah. That's right.
All right. Last Wednesday night, I was watching the Iowa. Remember, Iowa had that late night game at Washington last Wednesday. So after that game went final, I turned on Dolph in the Learfield post-game show. And I was listening, and I loved this exchange between Ben McCullum and Gary Dolphin. It shows you what kind of relationship they have, which wasn't always a good relationship with the previous coach, but also just kind of the way a coach's mind works, or specifically Ben McCullum.
You're sitting there, 17 wins, 6 defeats. Now 7-4 in the Big Ten. That's huge.
Have we lost 6 times? I don't remember them.
Is it 5? 17-5?
Dolph.
17-5.
You've been climbing too many mountains, Dolph.
Yeah, you know what?
It's late night.
I'm wore out from all this hill climbing you've been putting me through the last couple of days.
Dolph didn't climb any hills.
Just that one in the second half.
Man, yes, absolutely.
See, I've heard for millennia that coaches never look at the record.
Yeah,
and look at
I
you.
mean, you know the losses. You know each loss. I can describe each loss and why we lost. Now, the amount of wins, I've got no idea.
You don't care about that.
No, the losses, I know.
Oh, that is great.
Dolph
He
is
knows the
pissed at
wins,
himself.
too.
Yeah,
on,
he's pissed
Dolph.
at himself. But honestly, that's a classy way to do it.
It is.
From McCullum. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, it's a
Some
fun
coaches would be
exchange.
dicks about that, and he's just
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
And you know he does know those losses. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
McCullum, which is very much like Ferentz, I think you could ask McCullum, like, hey, Coach, at Northwest Missouri State, fourth game of the year back in 2012.
Yeah, like Sean McVay.
that-
Just recall everything. Photographic memory.
Quickie poll results from WCI Pools and Spas.
What's most worrisome from Iowa State's lackluster effort? The turnovers say 56%, 28% say it's the effort. 12% will go with no player interviews. We're talking about last night at TCU after that game. 4% say it's the inside play or lack thereof.
Yeah, lack thereof is right. All right, thank you for hanging out with us here on Murph and Andy on a Wednesday. Again, Two Guys will be Friday, not Thursday. Keep that in mind. Please like and subscribe so we can all meet again. We're back Friday, same time, 1 p.m. We hope you'll join us then.